David and Jeremy. It's great to see you guys. How we doing?
We good. How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for having
What's
us.
up, guys?
How are we doing?
Kiefer, you're like the veteran of this league now. You've
Right,
been
it's
there.
crazy. I remember walking in day one and just trying to keep my mouth shut at the head coaches meetings and looking around, and now I'm the longest tenured coach, I think, maybe in the state too. It's crazy.
Really. Yeah, I remember talking to you that year when you got the job, and obviously this league the last couple years we know has been run by Will Wade and McNeese State. How happy were you when you found out that Will Wade was leaving for NC State? Did you throw a little bit of a party? Be honest.
No, I was hoping to get him one more chance. We wanted to get him. We wanted to get him back one more time. He's a really good coach. He elevated our entire league, man. Like you saw our league go from I think 29th and 30th since I've been in this conference to last year. I think in some ratings had us 19th and 20th, and that was in large part due to him. And everybody else stepped it up. Obviously, it wasn't just their team; the whole league got better. But him bringing in what he did made everybody else step their game up.
Jeremy, you averaged 28 minutes last year, 10 points, 5 rebounds as a freshman. And they say the best thing about freshmen is that they become sophomores. Where are we going to see a step forward in your game this season? Where have you improved?
I try my best to improve my ball handling, my shooting, but mainly I'm gonna focus on my motor because I think that's what keeps me on the court for the longest. So as long as I stay in my ball shape, I feel like my production will go up more for sure.
That sounds like a thing that came directly from the head coach. Yeah, you got to work on your motor a little bit here, Jeremy.
Yeah, no, that's something we talk about every day, but that's something that we saw early on in Jeremy. That's just who he is. That's in his DNA. He's going to play with the motor.
All right, Dave, tell me about this kid you got coming in, this freshman from Germany, Peter. I'm going to let you pronounce his last name because otherwise I'm going to screw it up.
Yeah, Peter Heimschmeyer played 3 years professionally. A huge addition to our team. Just the experience that he has, the toughness that he has. The guy, he's a freshman, but he's 22 years old. The guy's got running an Airbnb back in Germany right now. He's like dealing with an adult. He goes to bed at 8 p.m. I mean, but yeah, he's a pro. He comes in every single day. He puts in the time before and after practice, and huge addition to our team. Just the experience and the knowledge of the game.
What's his game like, Dave? What's his game like? How is he going to impact within the system that you run this year?
Yeah, for sure. Just down here in the Southland, you got to have guys that can run and jump. You got to have athletes, and we really like to try to get after it defensively. So he's a really good mix. I was a little bit worried about his athleticism coming in. That has not been a problem at all. He can really pick up the ball. He's 6'5". He's playing the 1 and the 2 for us. Really heady defensively, which makes him, more athletic when he's in the right spots. But he's a guy that just, like I said, coming in with his basketball IQ, mix it in with some of these guys that he's played at such a high level. He's coming in. He missed the entire summer, but it seems like he was here the whole summer. And he really helps our team, just poise and just understanding basketball.
This is for both of you guys. Jeremy, you can take it first, but you looked up on January 4th last year, you're 6-8. You got an 0-3 mark in the Southland, and you reeled off 6 straight wins after that. You won 11 of your next 12 games. What flipped, Jeremy? And then how can you take that success you had in January to middle February and be able to extend that into this season and take a next step forward this year?
All right, so the thing with flipped was that we had a very great conversation in the locker room, I believe, after the Corpus Christi game. And I think after, the message got out, we flipped that switch, and then that's what had us win the next 11 to 12 games. And I feel like me being a returner, now that I know, how that feeling felt, I love to bring that starting from the jump, and we ain't got to go through those hard conversations that we had to. So, yeah.
So what was that conversation like? Who led that conversation? Was it a players-led combo or – yeah, Kiefer's smiling over there because it's probably not for publication.
Yeah, it was just an all-around conversation. That's what I'm going to say. People had to get some stuff off their mind. So, and then after, we got free of that, we ran off 11 of the next 12.
Yeah. Sometimes the best things come from confrontation, right? And and not letting things just go by, and everybody being able to. One of our core values is accountability, and making sure we hold each other but ourselves accountable first. And our guys really came together, and it wasn't this crazy meeting, but it was just putting everything out there and the guys holding themselves accountable and making sure we came together as a team. It was a fork in the road where we had to make a decision, and I think our guys made the right one.
Yeah, to be honest, I may have to have a conversation like that with Dauster after this meeting today, Dave. All right, Jeremy, how's your coach's athleticism right now? I know he had a knee injury, knee surgery. What would you guess his vertical is at today, if you had to guess?
Today is probably going to be about 3 inches.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah, I'll give him 3 inches.
How's the knee, Dave?
It's doing a lot better. I tore my ACL. I should have torn it when I was 25, playing one-on-one full court to 100. and that's what happens
With
when
who?
you do.
With who?
One of my buddies that I coached high school back when I was doing that. And that's what happens. It's about 37-29, knee goes out, which is what's supposed to happen when you do stupid stuff like that. Never got my surgery. And then I tore my meniscus. Now I'm at 41, just hopping a little puddle. So my wife says that I need to get surgery.
Hopping a puddle?
Yes. So
you
now
don't want to admit that. You got to come up with something better.
Yeah.
Well, I did high contest to Jeremy at the rim, put him on the floor. But
that's better.
We're gonna be
way better.
More realistic. So I got surgery in both. I did find I didn't have an ACL. I was like DeJuan Blair and Hines Ward for 15. Like ACL just disintegrated with time. But now I got one. We're moving a little better.
Hopping over a puddle, you had to get knee surgery. I think that's the first time I've ever heard that.
It was a big
you
puddle,
started.
Rob, it was a huge puddle.
Yeah, that's elite level athleticism right there. Exactly what you find in the Southland, right? So when you got into college coaching, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were a student manager for Kansas State when Michael Beasley was there.
Right. I was at Cincinnati before that, and then Kansas State. Yeah. Bill
Okay,
Walker.
so we need a Michael Beasley story. Oh. You're gonna have to give us a good Michael Beasley story.
Well, Mike used to always hang out at our apartment. Me and the other couple managers, and Mike was actually really good. Mike didn't really go crazy in college. I mean, he definitely had his moments, but I think the most PG one and the best one was when Mike showed up to film one day, and Frank Martin's our coach, and he had full set SpongeBob SquarePants pajamas on. Oh, wow. And then like 6 minutes into film, he starts like dozing off, and Frank just paused the film and walked to the bathroom and filled like a bucket of water. He was like, all right, fall asleep. He didn't do anything, but just Mike, the rest of the film was just, eyes wide open, locked in.
That's pretty good. I wish Frankie gotten him though. Would have been way better if Frankie just put it on him.
Hey, how good was he? Like I don't think people realize just how good Michael Beasley was in college. What was it, like 26 and 11 that he averaged his freshman season?
Yes. And he did it so easily. Like in practice, there was times where he kind of just coached. I'm like, man, like is he really that good? And he'd be dominated. But then he went into a whole nother gear in the play. I remember the first scrimmage we played against Marquette with Tom Crane in the closed door scrimmage, and he had 46, and Tom Crane was making their managers and coaches like do sprints after. Mike was just, Marquette was loaded, and Mike was unbelievable, and he had like 25 in the second half. It was just so good.
Dave, you brought in a bunch of new guys as well. Yeah. Obviously, Jeremy's the cornerstone here, but we talked about Peter coming from Germany. Isaiah Gaines comes in from Radford. Ethan Pickett comes in from UIC. Jaden Lawrence from Southeastern Louisiana. Give me kind of a scouting report on these guys and how they're going to impact the team this year. Because I think there's a lot of unknowns with your team, but not unlike most teams around the country right now.
Yeah, I think you kind of rattled off a big core of it, but I think the best thing about our team right now is our depth. I really feel comfortable about. We played in the closed door scrimmage the other day. I thought we looked pretty good. We got a few nicks and bruises and bumps, but we played 10 guys all over 15 minutes, which is kind of how I would like to play. We had a big physical guy in here the last couple of years where we kind of played it in half court a little bit, and we got some more athletes in here this year where we can really get up and down, pick up full court pressure a little bit. But I think the best thing about our team is our depth and athleticism. It's kind of been creeping, trying to recruit some more athleticism past couple of years, and I think we've done a great job getting the right returners back, and then bringing in some new pieces that are about winning and about just doing things the right way every day.
Jeremy, Goodman just kind of rattled off a bunch of transfers that you guys got coming in. That's pretty standard in college basketball right now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, sometimes as many as 13 or 14 transfers coming in. A lot of times at this level, you'll see people that were the conference freshman of the year make the decision that, hey, you know what, I'm going to go try to find a Power 5 school to transfer to, go find somewhere else to go. You didn't do that. You came back to Southeastern Louisiana, which is not a normal thing in this sport in this era. Take me through that decision, the process of making that decision, and why you're back here at Southeastern.
I decided to stay because I felt like even though I won that award, I feel like I still had much more to develop on. And coming out of this program, I feel like I'll have the best development. So that's one of the main reasons I decided to stay. And another reason I decided was I'm real close with Coach Kiefer and the rest of the coaching staff. So I didn't want to give up that relationship too quick and not make too hasty of a decision. So that's two of the main reasons I stayed.
Hey, Kiefer, I hit your former head coach, Jay Ladner. I said, give me something good. Give me something good about Dave that I can have.
I know he's got some.
He did. He said, make sure you ask him about the fact that the year after he left as my assistant at Jones Junior College, we won the national title. Then he goes to Northwest Florida, and the year after he leaves, they win the national title. Then he goes to South Carolina, and the year after he leaves, they go to the Final Four. What's going on here?
Yeah, he would tell me about every day, I'm firing you so we can win the championship. No, I think, ultimately every program, and not even to add that, the school I chose to go work for Ladner at Jones Junior College. Tim Ryan offered me a junior college assistant job at Central Florida Community College, and I turned it down to go to Jones. Central Florida won it that year. So just kind of bad luck. But all those people that won it, I have such close relationships with, and I couldn't be more happy. So, still feeling like you're a part of it, helping to build what they did.
Yeah. Listen, you take credit. You're the one who set them up for success.
Right.
Then you left, and you built up the next program to win.
Yeah, that sounds better. I guess sounds better like the puddle jump, right?
Exactly. All right, we got about 30 seconds left here.
Right.
Give me, if there's going to be one thing that's going to determine, Dave, you guys having a chance to win the league this year. What's the biggest thing that you're getting on your team, or maybe just a concern that you're worried about a little bit going into the year?
I wouldn't say necessarily concerned, but I mean, it's, not just sound like every coach, but we got to defend and rebound. I think we've went out and got a group of guys that are super unselfish. You can see that in how we practice every day. We really share the ball, I think, better than any team that I've had, and that's been since day one. But I think we really are locked in to getting stops and rebounding. And any sport, if you want to win a championship, you got to defend and rebound. And I think if we do that, we'll be just fine.
All right. Well, David, Jeremy, it's great to see you guys. Best of luck this season. And Jeremy, just make sure if there's any puddles that you see anywhere around campus that you just help David get past them. All right. We don't need any more tournaments.
Grab his arm. Grab his arm like he's an old lady or an old man and help him across that puddle, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'll try my best with that.
All right, thanks, we appreciate you guys being here. Best of luck this season. That was Southeastern Louisiana, David Kiefer and Jeremy Elizee coming